So, I'm Madam Deltinger. I'm a modern workplace consultant from working at Stratitech in Malmö in Sweden. I'm also a Microsoft MVP, mostly focusing on Microsoft Teams. So this is a rather short session, so feel free to ask any questions you have after the session, or feel free to connect to me on Twitter or LinkedIn. You can also find me down the Teams booth during the rest of this week as well. So, I just have my clicker here. So I work in Teams on a daily basis, and I've done so since Microsoft Teams came out. And I mean, I still find those things I didn't really know about, okay? And for a person that doesn't work in Teams that often, it's really hard to keep up. And all these new features releasing all the time, you know, look at all the announcements at Microsoft Ignite. So it's really hard to keep up, right? So I've collected 10 Microsoft Teams tips for you here, okay? Many of you might have seen many of these before, but I really hope there's something here for each one of you to take with you back home, all right? So, I mean, 10 tips in 20 minutes, that's 2 minutes per tip, and minus the time I'm actually speaking right now, so just jump into demo mode. So I'm just gonna switch over to my demo computer right here. Let me know you can see it. Ah, awesome. All right. I actually thought of having like kind of a cheat sheet of all the tips, but I came up with this clever idea of having like channels for each tip. So I really thought that was really clever of me. So let's start off with my first tip. So order teams and channels. Like, this is an easy one, but many people doesn't use this actually. Okay? Because in your left view, you have all your teams you're a member of, right? And if you're a member of many teams, it can clutter up real quick, okay? So what you have here is your two columns, basically. You have your teams and you have hidden teams. So make sure you hide your team you're not actively working with, okay, for the moment. So it's really easy to do this. You can just go to the three dots, click the three dots next to a team, and select hide, right? It will now end up under the column of hidden teams. And of course, like, if you start using this team again, you can just click the three buttons once again and select show. And it will now show again. And remember that with your shown teams, you can drag and drop them in the order you prefer. So for example, I have the Ignite demo here. I want that at the top. So I can just drag and drop, and now it's at the top, okay? And you can actually do the same things for channels as well. You can't drag and drop channels because they're ordered alphabetically, but you can hide and show channels as well, because a team can contain a lot of channels. So you maybe just work with 3 of them. So you show 3 of the channels and you hide the rest, okay? And that works exactly the same. You just click the 3 dots and select hide. Let's see here if that works. I mean, I hope for demo gods here they're not. Oh yeah, there it is. So now it's under the hidden channel, all right? And I mean, same procedure here, just select the channel, the hidden channel, and select show, and it's back to normal, right? So make sure you utilize this, and this is your personal space. So what you do here doesn't affect other users. This is your personal view, right? Okay, we're down to filters, tip number 2. And this is a rather new feature. So in the Teams tab, Chat tab, and Activity tab, you have this little filter icon right over here. As you can see here, this little filter icon. If you click this one, and when you're in the Teams tab, you can filter by team or channel to quickly find what you're after, especially if you haven't done my tip number 1, right? So I can just, for example, search for Ignite over here, and I can see my team here also filtered on the teams that is shown and the teams that's hidden. So, for example, I can also search for a channel here, and I can see I have a channel over here. If I click it, I get right into that channel. Some of you may say that, yeah, but I used to use the command bar at the top, and I can do the same thing there. But actually, it's not really exactly the same. If I just go back to somewhere, and I search for this same channel over here, it's right there. You can see it takes me to the channel, but not navigational-wise. So I still have to find, okay, what other channels are there in this team? I want to show the team. I still have to find this over here. And as I can see now, it's under my hidden channel, but I still have to browse it. So it's a really good way to just get to where you want to be. If I go to the chat tab, I also have that little filter icon right over here, and I can filter my conversations. For example, if I want to search for my conversations with Emma, I can do that and find them easily and quickly. And I can also bear down and filter even on my, have I had any meetings with Emma, for example, and then read messages and so forth. If I go to the activity tab, I have the filter icon over here as well, and I can filter any kind of activity. And if I click the 3 dots over here as well, there's a lot of options for me to really narrow down my search here, okay? Just a quick tip, but it's really good. So if I go back to my teams, and I have my tip number 3 is cross-channel posting, and this is a really new feature. So for example, if you want to post a message in a channel message in multiple times, before you had to actually go into and do this several times, right? So now you can do it with one posting, basically. So what you need to do here is go to a channel, and you click this little formatting button right down here. You can say with an A. So that's a quick tip, like a bonus quick tip. If you don't use the formatting button, start using it, because now you can add a subject, you can add links, you can do all kinds of formatting, bullet points and so forth. But as you can see here, it says post in multiple channels over here. If I click this button here, and I can now select the channels I want to post a message to. So for example, I can post it to this general. I want to make an announcement, for example. I can post it in HR. I select the general channel over here as well. External mail, yeah, okay, that's fine. I can also search for channels here if I want to do that. So I click update. And now I can see the channels I've selected here as well. So let's do a message here. But actually, I'm gonna jump over to my 4th tip, which is announcements. It's been there for a while, but it's kind of a hidden and people don't use it that much. So actually what I'm gonna do now is create an announcement and post this in multiple locations with the help of cross-channel posting, all right? So how do I do that? I go into a channel, I click the formatting button once again. I'm already there now. And you see here, new conversation over here. There's a little down arrow, so if I click that one, it says announcement. So I click the announcement, and I get a better kind of announcement feature here with a background. I have a headline, I have a subhead. If I want to, I can change the background here to red if I want to. I can also upload an image here. So let's see here if I try to upload an image. Like this. I can zoom in or do it if I want to move around. Let's do it like that. And of course I can say, welcome to my session, something like that. And I can add bullet points or whatever. And I send it. So now, and you can see about that little icon over here that this is actually an announcement. I can see it's still sending. Oh, there it's sent. And I can see there's a little icon here that differentiates this is actual cross-channel message. It's sent to multiple locations, right? And remember, when you go to one of these cross-channel messages and try to delete them, it will ask you if you want to delete this only message or all the messages you sent at once, all right? Okay, now we're on our 5th tip, which is channel moderation. Also a new feature. What this means is that you can restrict members of a team to actually post a message in a channel. It's good for announcement channels, of course. There's multiple good reasons to do this. Before, you can actually do this in kind of a way, but only for the general channels, okay? And what you still now, today, can do in the general channel, you can only still do the same what you could do before, even after this new feature. So what I mean by this, if I go to the general channel by clicking 3 buttons, the 3 dots, and I click Manage Channel, I can see I now have the options to, like anyone can post a message, or anyone can post a message, but there will be a disclaimer, or I can restrict that only owners can post messages. It's been there before, actually. But now, with this new feature, if you go to any other channel, let's see, I go to this one, and I click Manage Channel here. I now see I have the option to actually turn moderation on. Or even if it's off right now, I have the option to everyone except guests can start a new post as well. But if I go and turn this on, you can see here now that who are the moderators. And team owners are always moderators by default, all right? And you can change that. But what I can do is go in and add another person as a moderator. So I put in Emma as a moderator here as well, click done. So only me now as an owner and Emma can actually post messages in this channel. And I have an option actually to allow members to reply to channel messages. And this could really be good. For example, if you had an announcement channel and you only want moderators to post announcements, you may want to have members reply to those announcements for feedback, for example. So I think that's a good one. And there's always also options for allowing bots and connectors as well to post in this channel. Of course, if you have a Twitter channel, for example, where you get all your Twitter feeds, you don't want other members to go in there and clutter that channel down, but you can use this button here for that. All right, channel notifications. Something I hear very often is that people get too much noise or too little noise, okay? And how Teams works is that each user has to go inside their team settings and set they want to be notified when someone posts in a channel. And many people miss this, okay? They say, I haven't heard anything. Get notifications, set that you want notifications for that channel, right? So you do this now by clicking the three dots next to a team, next to a channel, and click channel notifications. So by default here it's set to off. So when someone posts a message in this channel, I don't get notified by it, okay? So for that, I have to set this to on. I can show banner and feed, or only showing feed. I like the banner, the little pop-up window in the corner. I set that to on. And I can include replies or exclude replies. I think that imagine if you're in a really large team with a lot of members, and you may want to get notified, right? But then you get all the replies as well, maybe. Like, these replies like, awesome, great, okay, thanks, And the quick tip there is use the like button for that. No one likes those replies. But it may be important, so you want to include the replies as well. And there's also an option so how you do want to be notified about channel mentions as well. So this is an important one. Many people miss this option. But if you want to get notified, use this option. Okay, we'll move along to emojis in channel names. Okay, this is not a business critical thing, right? This is more like a fun thing. It makes teams more fun, but you can actually do this. So for example, let's create a new channel. And wow, that's your private channels right over there. Good, right? Okay, let's create a Halloween party channel, okay? And we want to make this a little bit more fun, right? So I can use Windows 10 built-in emojis, and I can get these by clicking the Windows button and the dot, right? And I can also search for Halloween here, for example, see if I can get something. Oh yeah, the pumpkin over there. Let's use that one. And then I just type Halloween party, and let's do another one. Let's do, let's do the knife here. I mean, it looks rather cool, right? I mean, as I said, not the business critical thing, but a fun thing. So I can see it over here. I can see it up over here, also in the URL and in the browser tab. And if you're actually utilizing SharePoint as well, let's see if this works. It's actually shown in SharePoint as well, as you can see here. So just a fun tip, basically, right? So let's go back to my team, and let's do the command bar. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is the command bar right over here. So it's been around for quite a while, but people tend to not use it as often. But it's a really great feature to have. For example, you can do your search here. So let's search for a document, for example. Let's say important document. Yeah, I can find my document. It's filtered by messages, people, and files. So I can quickly get to my files or whatever I'm searching for. And I can filter down on which selected team I want to search, file type, or modified by, right? Let's see here if I want to. I don't know what that is going on. Oh, there. So I can search for a person as well, or a message. Let's say I want to search for hi. I get the messages here. Yeah, there's a few. And here I can filter on subject, the date range, what team I want to search, channel, who it's from, and so forth, right? So what I also can do, I'm going to move over to my, let's see here. If I click or I type /, I can also get like quick actions, okay? And this is really handy. For example, I can set myself to do not disturb here. Real quick, I can go back and set myself to available again. I can find my saved messages. I can go get help. I can see the key shortcuts, for example. By typing in keys, I can get all the keyboard shortcuts. So you see what's in here and find things that you can use on a daily basis to really quickly get someone. All right. I'm going to quickly jump over to my next tip from the command bar, actually, which is surviving chats. So let's pretend I'm working on a document in Teams, for example, and I want to send a message to Emma. And I don't want to switch context, switch over to the chat tab, and I lose whatever I'm doing. So I can actually, from here, just do the @ type Emma, and say hi. So now I sent the message to Emma without changing any context, right? I can also send a message to my lunch group I have. I have a chat group called the lunch group. So I can just type in lunch. Oh, there it is, and I can send a message right here. All right, done. I can quickly move over to my chat tab. So as you can see now, I'm over at my chat tab. So as you can see, the messages were sent. So your conversations here, they will disappear after if you don't use them for within 30 days. Okay, you can get them back by getting involved in the conversation again. But there may be a conversation that you use very often, and you want to know where it is. Okay, so you can pin a conversation so it sticks. Okay, so you do this with the 3 dots. For example, my lunch group here, and I can pin it. So now it's on the top over at the pin. Let's pin another. Let's pin Emma's, and let's pin my third one over here. They will stick here forever, okay? You won't lose them. And as soon as you pin them, you can actually also drag and drop them in the order you prefer. So like I will have my lunch group at the top here, right? And while I'm at Ignite here, I don't really care what they're having for lunch back in Sweden, and I don't want to get notification for this either. So I can actually just mute my chat over here now, so I don't have to mind, right? And now I get back to Sweden, I can just unmute it. I can mark this as unread or read. I can actually also manage apps, which means I can actually add OneNote to individual conversations as well, groups or individuals. Okay, it's a good tip, and check that out. So we're going to our last one, okay, which is mailing channels, and it's been around like really long time, and I think it's a good feature, but people doesn't really utilize it well, okay? Because each channel has its own email address, so you can actually email and mail into a channel and get the information in there, okay? And you get this address by going to any channel, click once again the 3 dots, and then get email address. And it's not a pretty address, it's not, but there are ways to actually create a contact in Azure to make this your own domain address, all right? But you can just copy this here, and you can also go in under advanced. Many people misses this, advanced settings, and here you can actually decide who can send a mail to this channel. Only members of the team, anyone, or only members that have these from this domain, okay? So for example, if you have a vendor or customer or something like that, they don't use Team, they used to send a daily or weekly report. Now you can just hand them this email address, and it's going all into Teams, right? Okay, or CC the address, so you get it both in Outlook and now in Teams as well. And as soon as, for example, if it's a Word file, you now have the powers of Office 365 with the co-authoring and file versioning and stuff like that. So let's just save this here, and it looks like this. If I go into mailing channels, it would look rather something like this. You get all the information from the mail, also the signature as well, and the attachments also. So the first time a channel gets an email, a folder will be created in the Files tab called Email Messages. And as you can see here, the the entire email message itself will be saved as an email file. So you have that now in Teams. And you also have the attachment over here as well. So now you can freely just move this file to wherever you want in Teams if you want that as well. All right. So that was my 10 tips. I'm just going to switch over here again. I thank you so much for attending. Have a great night at Universal. And just come by, ask me any question if you want to. Thanks so much.